All right, cool. Little bit more than 5 minutes, but I still need to change that text to starting soon. Let me do that while I'm thinking about it. Let's just change that to starting soon. There we go. How about it? Hope everyone's doing well. Let's see where we're at. We're trying to get more professional, you know? We're trying. Super professional streamers. I mean, Twitch affiliate, the whole thing. The whole thing. Yeah, I know. It actually went off on my phone like 5 minutes ago. And so far I didn't die. So that's good. So far I didn't die. Let's see. What's the problem here? Apparently it worked. Yeah. I mean, my phone went off. There we go. It's a little bit better. I have my room light on right now, so the rest of the room's lit up. That looks fine. It makes my hair look shinier. Good stuff. Okay. Where are we at on this wonderful day? This wonderful day of RC and RefCell. I'm just gonna refresh this. Oh yeah, Doubly Linked List pane. That's where we left off. Nice. Alright. Let's jump over here. Music's actually a little low in my ears for once. Sweet. Hope everyone's enjoying their, what is it, Wednesday? I want to hurt myself. This is a stream for masochists, I guess. Adjective Allison. Hey. Thanks for the follow. It is Wednesday, isn't it? The music is really low, really? Did I screw something up? I think it might just be this song. Let me see. My VLC volume looks normal. Let's go to another. You don't even hear it. Let's see. I know my levels are what I usually have them at. I think it does seem lower than usual though. Okay, let me just make sure I didn't screw something up. I had to change a bunch of OBS stuff today. Classic VLC fail. Can you guys hear this song at all? Or is it still just low? I mean, I can bump it up a little bit. I mean, this is just kind of getting started. All right, there we go. How about that? Is that decent? Solid? Yeah, okay. Yeah, now that it's actually hitting. That's the problem. My playlist is not volume normalized in the sense of well, being volume normalized. So anyway, yeah, thanks for the feedback. Adjective Allison and engineer. I appreciate it. It helps me. Well, I've been doing this tour of terminals, and so I had Warp for a while. And yesterday, MacBook problems. Wow, that peaked. Sorry. MacBook problems. Work pays. Hashtag work pays. I do use a MacBook. It's Intel based. It's kind of a piece of crap at this point. And what am I trying to say? Oh, the battery sucks. My charging block doesn't seem to be putting out enough watts for it to actually charge if I'm using everything. Oh, I was talking about the terminal. That's right. Thank you. ADHD, by the way. ADHD. Yeah, so warp was just consuming an insane amount of power, and I was like, okay, this is the final straw, because I just hadn't charged my MacBook up before streaming, and so it was just like drawing power constantly. And even right now, it's at 100% before I opened OBS maybe 30 minutes ago, and my battery's down to 89%. Not good. Not good. Let me try changing my power block real quick. We're gonna do some real live testing here on Mac power blocks. No, we'll get to actually interesting code. But anyway, oh yeah, to finish my story, because I'll probably forget, I uninstalled Warp. Well, I closed Warp at the time on stream because I was like, okay, this stream, I was down to like 6% battery, and it's like, this might be the first time on stream that my computer will just run out of battery. I don't think HTOP shows power draw, does it? No, I just used the activity monitor. It's not that great. It's whatever. Yeah, so I deleted Warp this morning. Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of things that were kind of cringe about Warp. I mean, I thought the interface looked nice. Like, it looked nice. It was well designed. The fact that they made me use an email in order to download, I know they were doing the whole, like, you know, early access thing, but that still was kind of gross. And then, of course, there's all the telemetry and all the stuff that people want because they're trying to make some money. I'm not like saying, oh, it's the worst product ever, but it was not so great. What is Warp GPU based to? Like, they use OpenGL just like Kitty and Alacrity. So I'll change my power block in a second. Hopefully I'll remember. So I tried installing Alacrity today, and at least via brew, it didn't even work. It said that macOS can't, you know, that whole error, like macOS can't verify that this doesn't contain malicious software. And it didn't seem like it was the same error where I can just go into my security settings and allow it anyway, because I tried doing that, and it usually gives me this little pop-up, you know, oh, go ahead and allow this anyway, and it didn't do that. So I don't know, it could have just been a skill issue. I'm willing to admit, could have been a skill issue. Well, I mean, if it's GPU, shouldn't it actually, in some ways, like, use less power? I don't know. I mean, it depends, right? As in, like, having CPU do all of the graphics emulation, like, if you use GPU. Oh, okay. Okay. There we go. I get it. Yep. Thanks. Don't always get the jokes. Yeah, so anyway, that was a fail. And then, yeah, what isn't bad on Intel Macs at this point? It's just like, it's not that old of a system. Runs great on the M1. What doesn't run great on the M1? Besides everything when it first came out. Let's see. Let's remind myself. I have a MacBook Pro 16-inch 2019. 2.6 gigahertz 6-core Intel Core i7. AMD Radeon Pro 5300M 4GB graphics card. 16 gigs of DDR4. Oh, yes. This is a real... I am a real Emacs user. It actually comes... We're actually not sure. It's kind of a chicken and the egg problem about whether... like the beard comes first and then Emacs, or the other way around. We have a debate. It's an open debate here. I mean, which one actually comes first? Is it Emacs Or is it the instant credibility of having a long beard as a software developer? Not sure. Let me change this power block, see if we get any better wattage out of this other one that's sitting next to me. And I did have the beard first. You're right, Indisneer. You would know that. You would know that more than anyone else. I was just being dramatic. But I am a little bit of a goober, so it makes sense. All right. Let's see. Okay, power block changed to my knockoff power block, which may actually work better than my Apple power block. But I did kind of remember, I was on a 2016 MacBook Pro, and then my work sent me this machine, but they didn't actually send me a new power block, so this guy's probably 5 years old at this point. And it's burning hot. But anyway, MacBook problems. Especially Intel MacBook problems. They've been nothing but like ticking time bombs, you know? Like, you think planned obsolescence is real in iPhones, man, which it is, naturally. But, these Intel MacBooks. I mean, I was glad they went to Intel at first, right? Because then we could actually, you know, then they got off the whole PowerBook platform. Whatever they called those. The G4. That was a long time ago, though. Oh, yeah. This thing gets so burning hot. Yeah, the Power PCs. I had a PowerBook G4 when I was in college. It's pretty... I thought it was cool. The move to ARM, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about where it brings hardware for sure. I'm excited about it. All right, sweet. Well, should we write some Rust, or more likely make very small edits to Rust and then be very upset about what's happening? That's my usual MO here. Yeah, I think so. Just classic Apple innovation. See, I always say Apple innovation is a joke, and then you know, and then once in a while they actually do something that's pretty great. Once in a while. Lots of failure. A few successes. Anyway, I look forward to not being on an Apple at some point, but we'll get there when it comes. Let me know if I'm peaking too much on the mic. I changed my mic placement. It's a little bit closer to my mouth. It's a kind of a weird way of saying that, but I guess it's not. Maybe it's true. Okay, cool. So what are we doing? We're writing a doubly linked list. What have we done so far? We've written an array list, a stack, and a singly linked list. Oh, this is actually our singly linked list. I was wondering why there are no errors in this file. So our singly linked list turned out really nice for anybody who hasn't been around for that part. C# on this. We just wrote it with a box basically as our main underlying rusty piece here. I mean, yeah, options are pretty rusty, but boxes are even more rusty. And it turned out okay. It wasn't too painful. Okay. Once we figured out how to use the box, we wrote it pretty well. We did okay. The problem with a double linked list is that we have more than one reference to everything. And so box is great when we have a single reference. It doesn't work when we have more than one reference, as far as I can tell. Still claiming my Rust Newbery here. So that's why when we reach for our friend RC or ARC, either one, depending on whether you need thread safety or not, like multi-threaded capability. ARC gives you multi-thread, RC single thread. So RC is just reference counting pointer. ARC is atomic reference counting pointer. Just, you know, that's how those go. So RCs are great. The problem is if we want to change what's inside of the RC. So an RC is immutable, but if we want to change what's inside, there's a little thing called RefCell. And so, you know, RefCell ends up being that immutable piece that we can then mutate the inner of. That's the way I would put it anyway. So now our API and like our data structure has to keep track of RC and RefCell in addition to everything else. Dylan, you like the clap? You like the thanks for the clap. How's it going? Real talk, good explanation. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm getting there. I'm historically decent at explaining things and terrible at explaining things. I do both. It's a little multi-personality sort of thing. All right. I once gave a talk to a room of unsuspecting people on functional programming in the land of enchantment. A milk McLo. Dude, I don't know who can drink during the day and still actually think. Like, even the fact that you and Griff can do night streams and drink while you do it. Man. Yeah, for sure. And Disney. It is. No, so I drink a soda basically every single time on stream. It's actually a Zevia, TBH. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know. You just like smoke a bowl, you know. Probably be a bad choice to do that since it's not actually legal in the state in which I reside. But, I mean, medical is, but not the other stuff. Recreational. I drink Zevia, stevia soda. It's an acquired taste, kind of like a lot of alcohol, but I like it. I don't know. I drink 1 or 2 a day. Yeah, being high on stream. Well, TCH. Oh my god, I'm getting there. Just give me a second. Give me a second. THC does not get along well with my brain. So, my brain just doesn't like that. It doesn't like a lot of things. So sadly, I get no benefit from the THC. I only get negatives. Good times. Yeah, right there with you, Allison. Or should I call you Aggie? Should I call you Allison or Aggie? I don't know if I can say your full username every time. All right, here we go. The whiskey encoder and explain what you are coding. Yeah, it's impressive. It's impressive. I mean, there is that whole like Balmer peak thing. There are times, but I don't know. I'm total lightweight when it comes to alcohol. Total lightweight. So let's just combine the two. Alley works. There you go. Cool. You know, if your response was you have to say my whole username, I respect that. It's cool. You know? Let's see. Okay, so what did we do so far? We have it compiling, which sounds really good. We actually got it to compile yesterday. It sounds really good, except it's not working. So our push is actually working fine, but our pop isn't. And the reason our pop's not working, let's see. I was trying to get that whole function there. There we go. Now we can see the whole function. No, I'm sorry. The reason... No, it is pop. It is pop front. I was like, no, yeah. Here we go. I was on the wrong function anyway. That's why I wasn't centering right. I was on the wrong function. The reason that our pop front's not working is right here. When we do an RC try unwrap, what it does is it tries to unwrap and give you what's inside, but only if there's not other references to the RC, basically. Like right here, we have a strong reference to head, right? And what's happening is there's some other references to this head still, and so we're hitting this panic problem. So what I want to do first is actually just debug print what our this is our problem. Figure out why we still have references to head. Look at that comment I wrote for myself. I already forgot that I wrote that comment. Okay, so let's just debug what self looks like right now. And then just so that we don't forget, let's see, that might be enough actually. Let's just start with that. We'll just start with that and see where it gets us. Okay. What? I have to implement debug. It's so annoying. It's not really a big deal, but it's annoying. Okay. Doubly Linked List cannot be formatted using debug. For some reason, I thought the debug macro kind of worked around that, but maybe not. It's all right. Deriving debug is pretty reasonable. So we will just derive debug. It was really hard to do that, so you guys really understand why I would have complained so much about it. And we'll need to derive debug here, and then we're gonna have to import debug from stud format. Okay. And then it's saying, well, how can I do this if T isn't debug, right? So that's fine. We'll just say T is debug here. This should be fine. We're getting there. Really? You can't figure out how to debug print this, or what? Or did it just all work? It didn't work, right? We don't see Doubly Linked List. There's not like... Whoa. This is new. I haven't had this one happen before. it looked happy, but it actually didn't. It's running 6 tests and it's only giving me 5 results. These are actually all the other things we've already done. Sad. I don't know what's up. We might actually have to kill this. Yeah, it halted somewhere. I don't know why. I mean, it never did this before until I added this debug print. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it has been running for over 60 seconds. All I'm trying to do is debug print this. It's really not that hard. Really? You're just gonna keep running? Okay. Let's see if we can, will this end the process? Yes, good. That should have ended the process. Let's try running it in term. This is just iTerm. This is what I've used for a long time. It's just kind of like standard. It's okay. So yeah, I tried to install Alacrity. It complained. You know, I was just trying to do this in like the 15 minutes before starting stream. And then, no, it doesn't. It's not even dumping a stack trace. Yeah, iTerm's pretty standard. What was I doing? Oh yeah, iTerm has transparency on right now, and so I'm seeing things in the back, and it's bugging the crap out of me. Okay, so for some reason, this debug print hates me. Let's get out of here. Let's just try commenting this out and see if it's about this debug print, or is it about the fact that I said it has to have debug. It's literally just that debug print. What the actual fuck? Oh my god. What the heck is this about? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, let's try a print line instead of a debug. It's just... So the debug macro just gives you a little bit extra information, which is nice. What are we printing? Self? This may say that it's moving, but nah, seems fine. Okay. Stack overflow. Well, that will do it. Okay. Did it say that before this whole thing? Is it... You know, it actually could be because this is a recursive data structure. That's really funny. Because it's a recursive data structure, printing it is actually causing a stack overflow. Is that what's happening? I think so. Let's see. That's what's happening. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, like, there's only... Oh yeah, duh. I'm sorry, because we're on double. Nope, that's absolutely true. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So we would have to implement a debug print that worked for this. Let me just think of what I actually want to do. I guess we could implement it where... Okay, let's just impl debug real quick. I know it's a side quest, but we'll just impl debug. Hey Teeny. Welcome in. How you doing today? We're gonna impl some debug for our linked list, because the way that it's working, actually we're just gonna impl it from node. I might do it for both. I'm basically going to do it so that when we print it, it's actually just, it's like a single linked list. So let's see if I can figure this out. Okay. Impl over T. Impl T debug for DoublyLinkedList T. Oh yeah, there's this nice thing that I can use here. Ooh, let's see if it works. I just have to remember. It's a little LSP thing. Okay, it's not that. It's not that. Is it control space? I always forget what... Nope, it doesn't like me. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna do this here. Impl T debug. And then we're gonna do... No. Come on, LSP. Be nice to me. It's just completion at point. I know that's the function it calls. You're not gonna give me any completion at point. Really? I think you're trying. Emacs might be trying and just absolutely failing. Classic Emacs. Yeah, I know that one. And I know that one. Okay, let's try this again. None. You just hate me now? Okay. Now there we go. There, it only took 5 seconds. That was it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Really? No, you were supposed to give me the full thing, not just... I know that it's called debug. You really don't have anything else to give me? Oh my god. It's supposed to basically print out the whole... It's supposed to print out the whole thing for me. So that I don't have to actually... I know what it is, but I was just trying to see if this would actually work. Asking an accountant. Come on, who wants to do that? Alright. Oh well. All we have to do is implement a format, I believe. Kind of like display. It's just debug format. I'm pretty sure I'm right. So let's just do function format and then see if we get a completion at point here. We should. We should. Come on. You can do this. Come on, little Emacs. Really? I'm really mad at you right now. It's really stupid. Okay. Oh well. And self, I want to say it returns a... I don't remember what it returns. I'm going to have to look it up. Bummer. Okay. What are you guys talking about? Hypothetically, if a Twitch streamer who was an affiliate and received a 1099 from Twitch started an LLC, could said streamer then write off office expenses on taxes? Yeah, you can do that as a sole proprietor too, DM. Yeah, I do need to hire an accountant, but it would be helpful. But yeah, I've done 1099 for like full-time job before, and yeah, it's a lot. It can be a lot to do, but yeah. Even as a sole proprietor, you can write off office expenses. Within reason, right? Within reason. I mean, when it was my full-time, everything was 1099, so it was like, you know, anything I did. Yeah. No, we're not talking about anything that compiles with OCaml. Okay. Dang it, why I'm so mad right now just that, like, I just get annoyed that my LSP, I got it to do it the other day, and I think that's also why I'm annoyed, is because it actually was working, and now it's just not. Yeah, no. Yeah, nice try. Nice try, LSP, as if you cared. Okay, it's cool. Let's just look up the debug trait and bull. I forget. We'll just ask ChatGPT. Why not? Why not? Whoa, what did you do to yourself? What did you do to yourself, Jippity? What happened to you? It got confused. All right. What are we doing? Impl display trait or struct. I meant debug. Damn it. I think it's the same thing though. I think it still returns a okay, it's format result. That's what I couldn't remember. How about for debug? Oh gosh, I think it's the same exact function signature. Oh, I know I can derive it. I don't want to derive it. I want a custom one. Okay, here we go. This is what I thought. We'll see if Jippity's lying or not, right? We'll find out. Okay. Yeah. We'll just do P. No, that's not what I wanted. Come on, guys. Come on. We'll just do this way. Okay. That works. And then you call like a write macro. Okay. OBS so far is being kind. 1 second, have to do a message check. Okay, we're good. We're good. Thanks for the call out, Allison. I think we're doing better. So before on my old power block, it said battery not charging. On my new power block, I should have said or written down the percentage that we were at. I know we were in the 80s, but I can't remember which number we were at. On the new power block, it says my battery's at 88% right now. And we have 6 hours and 14 minutes until fully charged. So apparently better. I don't need, I always forget to turn down my brightness on my MacBook because that takes so much freaking battery. Okay. Classic Intel MacBook problems. 6 hour stream. We can do it. Yeah, I don't think that would go over well. See, now that I have my room light on, my hair's like golden. It just is shiny. It's beautiful. Okay. Good times. And then we're using write. And that goes something like this. I did change the scene. Wow. Unbelievable. And we're going to say something like, I'm getting there. Give me a second. Dub LL. We don't need anything too crazy. And we're gonna say head here. And I'm guessing I can just, it should know, I'm hoping it knows that I'm implementing to use the format on Node. I'm gonna guess it does. It wouldn't make sense to not call formatter on each of these things before passing it in, right? Okay, anyway, let's just do a little self.head, and then we should do a len. So, len, I can type. There we go. That should work. Maybe. Why don't you like me, Rust? What do you hate about me today? Unclosed delimiter. Oh, did I miss one? Yeah, I sure did. Sure did. Okay. Yeah, it might help if I added a little self instead of just calling len. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's just change this to, let's just bring in format itself, and then we'll change here to be format, like that. That looks okay. What don't you like about this now? Expected result error found this. Really? Okay. Oh, yeah, it found nothing. That's because I put a semicolon instead of returning the result of right. So classic semicolon L. Good times. So that should work, but it's not going to matter unless we change our we don't need that anymore since we manually implemented it. It doesn't matter unless we change our debug implementation for Node. So let's see what that's going to look like. Failure. Okay. And we're going to want our val. We're going to want our next. Okay. This should be fine. I don't see a problem with this. Yeah. Self.val, self.next. Everybody understand why I had to do this? Why there's an infinite loop when you're trying to print a doubly linked list? It's basically the same reason that I had to use RefCell. It's the whole double reference thing to everything. Before the close. Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. Yeah. It depends on what your return type is. So, of course, like, you know, like removing your semicolon. So here I've declared my return type as being a format result. The write macro returns that format result. That's what we want. If I add, and you may know this, so this might not be your question. If I add a semicolon here, technically this function returns unit. right? And that's what this error, if it will show, yeah, expected result, error, you're brand new, awesome. So found unit. So the double parentheses there, like with nothing in it, that's just called unit. It's also the same as an empty tuple. Which doesn't matter, because if you define a type as an empty tuple, what does that actually mean? It just means it's empty, right? And that's kind of the idea. It's kind of like in, I don't know what languages you're familiar with, but like C or C++, you would use void usually, from what I understand. I don't know. I just write closure in my day job. We just keep shit simple in closure. Oh yeah, I still have to delete this. Okay, why don't you like my debug here? What's wrong with debug? Found derived macro debug, not a trait. Oh, it's because I deleted the imported debug. Okay, now it's saying you're deriving debug and impling debug. Are you dumb? Yes. I think that makes sense. Yeah, it's just an implicit return. That's all it is. Like I could, oh, there's more problems, but that's okay. Like I could write if I wanted to, and a certain large streamer likes to write. What do you mean arg's out of range? Oh no, we froze Emacs. We know this one. Boom, arg's out of range. One time we got args out of range 69, and it was kind of an accomplishment. Classic Emacs. I don't know what this actually is. I don't know who owns this process filter, but they suck. They suck. All right. If you think me using Emacs is an interesting experience, just wait. Wow, it actually let me write. No 69 today. Yeah, it's fair. If you think that's not nostalgic enough for you, just wait for this startup here. Yeah, it takes this long to start up. I already clicked it. I already said start Emacs. And we're just still waiting. There we go. All right, let's see if we can get this on screen. Come on, Emacs. You can drag. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Can you imagine if that was your theme? You just did default Emacs. Wouldn't that be great? It'd be so good. Oh man. Beauty. Welcome in Emacs. Let's see. Yeah, we do this manually here because it's the only way for you to see all the fun things that Emacs does. If I just import the window, it's not as fun. So IntelliJ's got to take longer than that. I don't know. I've never used it much. I used to use Eclipse a lot. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nothing like loving your life programming Java in Eclipse. Now we have to go back into our file. I think it let me save it, even in that weird state where everything just died. Our LSP is running. Rust analyzer, fly check 0. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. Look at that A. Look at that semicolon A at the end. Right, so Ali, I was telling you, you could write an explicit return if you want to. Some people like it. I don't find it necessary. There are cases where you need to use an explicit return, right? If you're doing like an early return from a function. That's where it's helpful. Let's see. Why do you hate this? I'm guessing it's going to say move. No? No. Format display is not implemented for option RC RefCell. Oh my god. Why? Oh, right. These are debugs. My fault. My fault. That makes sense. I have to do the debug format. That's a me problem. Not surprisingly. So yeah, this is a side quest, but it's okay. I think it's kind of interesting to see how this works. Self.val. Oh, because I need impl dt. I could just put this above, but it's fine. We'll just do this. Should work. Really? Still not? Oh, might help if I did the right number of colons. Okay. That one liked it, and this one also needs it. Okay. Yay, we impl debug for our data structures with a little custom. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, I didn't actually print anything yet. So that doesn't help us. Did my font get smaller than it was? It doesn't matter. It's legible, right? You guys can easily see that. No, this is what it's supposed to be, I think. It's pretty legible. Okay. Thanks, Teeny. Where are we at? Pop front? Is that where we care about this? No, it's right there. Line 1. Okay, so now that we know it's the recursive problem, we can go back to our debug macro, which again is nice because it gives us some extra information. Okay, let's see if this works. Do we have a nice little ugly Oh, that's so terribly printed. Okay, that's fine. Let's do this. Let's use a mouse in Emacs because we just like to trigger people. I'm going to what should we do? And then let's just go into a scratch buffer for now. Nice. There we go. So let's look at this. Let's go a little bit bigger, just so we can really look at it. Okay. So we have a head, which is a sum of a RefCell. It's fair. And the value, what? Oh, right, the value of head, right? Okay. I was getting a little confused. This because we didn't define this part. This is how RefCell implements debug. Okay, let's figure out a way to right there. Nope. Might help if I hit the right thing. Okay. That's where you want to put that? Then maybe this is the right thing to do. And we'll just, nope. Unbelievable. Okay. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to hit space. There we go. Sometimes. Well, it's just going to reformat it. It's fine. It's close enough. We can figure this out. What if we actually do something here? Is that easier to read? Yeah, good. Because we have some pretty crazy nesting. So we want this to be as little nested as possible. I forgot what split line is. Isn't there like a way to do that nicely in Vim? And then this is actually part of our DoubleLL. Okay. Now we can see something. It seems wrong. So that could be part of our problem. Where are we printing again? I already forgot. Pop front? Okay. We're printing in pop front, which doesn't actually, well, it happens once here. That probably, I lost my test. Did I lose it? No, there it is. It seems like it only printed when it actually failed. Interesting. That is not what I would have expected. So I guess it took out the prints. Okay, let's just do this in term. Cargo test. Isn't it just stood out? No. I thought that was how you print everything. Like everything out. It's total skill issue right now. How do I print during cargo test? I did cargo text. Nice. Let's see if is that it, Teeny? You're probably right. That's not even true. Oh my god. I mean, it's true inside of your tests. Which is fair. We could do it like each thing. Okay, it's fine. Let's try what Teeny. Oh, did this not switch? Oh, it was just me. It was a me problem. Okay. Cargo test, no capture. Let's see what happens with this one. Okay, let's switch to our bigger terminal view and see where we're at. Okay, here we go. Nice. We see something different than we were seeing. Well, this is all of our Vex stuff. Ooh, what's the thing? There's something to run just a single test. I think it's just doing the test file name. I think it is. So it would be cargo test. What is it? What did I even call this file? I'm so annoyed right now. Actually, it might be the... It might just be this. Okay. 5 filtered out. Perfect. That's what we wanted. We did a bad thing in pop front. Okay. So still, it just seems to do it there. And I'm a little confused because it is that same output that we have in our other buffer that we copied here. And it shows that we just have a -2 and a 200. And so this means either our push front isn't working correctly, or I don't understand when this is actually printing. So let's just do more printing. So instead of printing this here, where are you? Instead of printing this here, let's just print it in our test. And it will be a little bit dumb, but it's okay. Debug L. Yeah. How about that? Anybody else loving this? Really good. Really good Vim magic. Okay. Pop lock and drop it. I think that's the right choice. Okay, so with this, what you don't like this? I can't use this? What are you complaining about now? What do you hate about me? Borrow? Is it because I'm not... Is it because I did an L instead of an and L? What is wrong with you? Borrow of move value L. Oh my god. Unbelievable. It's fine. It's fine. We got this, guys. We got this. We're going to use a little colon %s/debug. Boom. And I think I have to escape my parentheses because we're in a special pattern deal. Really? Really? Why is that unmatched? Come on. Nope, I don't have to escape it. I was wrong. Okay. And then we're just going to say dollar. No, is it and? Nope. There we go. Little debug. And then a literal and. Why didn't you do what I want you to do? Wrong way. There we go. Now that is a little bit of Vim magic right there. How about it? Okay. Okay. I mean, it's really just global find and replace, but it, you know, every editor has that, right? But it's still nice. I mean, not global, it's not project level, but file level. And let's be fair, I mean, it's actually just using an Emacs function under the hood, probably, but you know, it's fine. Little evil mode Emacs, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. All right, let's track this DoubleLL. We have length 0. That's cool. Spectre is amazing. Yeah, I think I saw you use that and I was like, oh. Because it's kind of like, I think you use it and I was like, why are you not just doing a colon %s command? But yeah. Project find and replace kind of scares me, not gonna lie. I'm just not used to trusting things like myself and technology. We've done not very much so far. I guess we implemented debug. I don't know. It's kind of fun. It was definitely a side quest, but maybe it'll pay off. Maybe it'll pay off. YOLO. That's right. Those youngins. Dylan's actually 12. Just so everybody knows. He's actually 12. Good times. Which is a little problematic. It's a little problematic considering your girlfriend is 26 And you definitely did not say she was 25 on stream. Hilarious. Okay. Never happened. Okay. That's funny. All right, so we've got a little keeping it to myself. There's no way she's gonna be in this stream. We're good. We're good. All right. What do we got? Okay. First 3 operations, our dub doesn't change at all. Of course, this is a dub that we're printing as a single, but that's cool. That's so we don't have this infinite loop print malarkey. Head, sum, RefCell, yes. Value, node, 200. I like it. I like that. Okay, so why did the debug thing print it? Oh, I don't understand how we got that original print output. I am very confused because here, this actually looks right. We have 4123 as our head. Then we have -2. Then we have 200. And we're at length 3. So let's see how we're doing. So the biggest we get is to length 3. Let me just look at our code again. Make sure, yeah, all we do is we get to length 3. Looks good. Looks really good. Let's get rid of some of these prints that don't actually matter, like after our gets. We don't expect any of those things to be a problem. Let's see. Well, let's leave that one there just because it's right before our pop front. And then we'll run this again. Okay, a little bit easier to read. It's when we actually have a write operation. What is this stream talking about? Oh man, I don't know, man. Sounds like she wants a ring. I don't know. Not. I'm pretty non-traditional, but yeah, it is. It is pretty great. It is pretty hilarious. Yeah, it's true. How else am I gonna get somebody to actually make me a mod on their stream? Blackmail. Classic blackmail. Okay. Val 200. Just classic meta mail. So meta. So meta. So meta, Teeny. Oh my god. It's just so meta. Alright. Dub LL. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we're looking at our print line so we can figure out what the hell's going on. Okay, so our dub LL actually looks fine. It looks fine from here. So we go. This is like meta AF. Yeah, I know. It just keeps going, man. It is recursion. It is a recursively meta loop. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Okay. So what I'm really getting down to here is that this looks right. That's good. So our push front is working as I would have expected. We have the first value we pushed at the end, the last value we pushed at the beginning. This looks fine. And the next is none for that. So then let's talk through our code and figure out where in the heck does this extra reference exist to this RC. This is printing before the panic, yeah. You mean we should print right before the panic? Yeah, it's probably a good call. We do. We I used to have a very refined sense of humor until I had a child. And then refinement goes out of the window. And then suddenly all the juvenile humor is funny again. Yeah, it's fair. I was kind of a, well, I still am kind of a snob, but I was a much worse snob back then. Having a kid definitely made me better. But, definitely not saying that's for everybody. And someday I'll have 3,000 viewers, and I'll say, you know, that other guy that has 3,000 viewers, I actually disagree with him. I don't think having a kid is the meaning of life. I love my kid, but like, if you don't want to have a kid, please don't, because you're probably going to be a shit parent if you didn't want to have the kid to begin with. If you're doing it out of obligation, you know? Like, okay, I've been waiting to kind of just like throw this out there. I totally agree with that, Ali. I really like him, by the way. Okay, I like him. I like watching him. I think it's fun. He's a fun person. But like, just because kids changed you, like, it totally changed me to have a kid. But I know so many people that it didn't change. And then you're just kind of like, yeah, that sucks for the kid. like we don't need more of that. Like, I don't know. You just have to trust something. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. But anyway, that's my rant over. Okay. Family time is over, guys. Family hour's over. Let's get back to Rust. DoubleLL. Yeah, thanks, Dylan. Yeah, I don't know. I've had to be around too many shit parents having a kid. I mean, maybe including myself. No, I mean, I try. But that it's like, no, please, no. These people over here, please don't have children. Please. Anyway. DoubleLL head some RefCell, right? Okay, so we should see the exact same thing printed out twice. No, we shouldn't, because we're taking something off. Okay, so let's see. We actually do want our split view again. So let's get back to that. No. Oh, it's just showing me the same thing. These stupid special buffers sometimes don't like to play nice with my buffer commands. Yeah, awesome. Very awesome. Kids are amazing. Especially if you don't try to make them into yourself. Yeah, totally. I mean, I say once you have a kid, like, obviously it changes anyone's life. But I think there's a difference between it changing your life and it actually, like, changing you to make you, like, a hopefully more understanding, better person. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that hit me like a ton of bricks when my daughter was born. I'm just like, oh yeah, this whole thing and how I was raised. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not gonna do that. I'm gonna do something much different than that. And now she's 14. She turned 14 on the 1st. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then she bought some clothes that make her look 17, which is fine. It's just wow. Can't believe she grew up. Dad moment. Okay. If let sum link equals rc clone head borrow mute dot next dot take. Thanks. Where do we? Okay, so we're decrementing the length, and we set the self.head as the new head, and so it makes sense that we have 2, and our DoubleL actually looks like it's in the right state. We have a -2, and we should have popped off at the front. We should have popped off the 4123. And so let's just look at everything that we know and make sure that there's no reference to this 4123. Ooh, we might have to... Let me think. Did I mess this up? I'm hoping this is something really, really simple. I think I know what it is. I think it's the fact that I did not actually edit the new head to change its prev to none. Okay. I wonder if I can just do it right here while I have it, and then I don't have to reach back into it again, and just say link dot prev. I guess I still have to borrow again, which is fine. Link dot... Oh, but I'm then... Let me just think about this. RC clone borrow mute dot next dot take link dot borrow. I need to borrow mute. I don't have a mutable borrow here, so this should be okay. Dot prev equals none. Okay, let's see how much it hates me. Okay. Compiler doesn't hate me. That's cool. Still failed. Less cool. Let me just think if I did this right. So basically, you know, each node in a doubly linked list, right? We have the head and we have the head in our linked list. We have the tail. We have the len. We know that, right? And then each node has the value, the prev, and the next. So what I didn't do, which is actually an error in my code, is I didn't update the prev to say, excuse me, to say, oh yeah, this doesn't point to anything anymore because you're the new head. And if you're the head, you can't have a prev, right? So that's the update I just made here. And let's just do some more debug printing to see how that looks. Let's just run the test. We already did run the test. Okay. Let's just make sure nothing changed. It shouldn't have, because we're not actually printing our prev, which actually is our problem. So that's kind of funny. But so maybe we want to just change the way that we're printing this. So let's change a couple things. We are gonna go ahead and let's change prev to next. I mean next to prev here. Let's see. Nope, not like that. Like this. Next, prev G. Beautiful. And let's run that and see what it prints. Okay. Why does this look so bad? Oh, that makes sense because it never prints it. Okay, so then actually what we want to do is print our tail and let it print all the prevs. That makes sense because then the head never actually recurses over the rest of the structure. Okay, so let's do the same thing for head and tail. Just a big debug sesh today. Big debug sesh. But kid humor really is the best humor. I mean, kids can just be the funniest creatures in the world. Why is this still wrong? What did you do? Did we get further and I didn't notice it, or what? Ooh, I think we might have gotten further and I didn't notice it. Yeah, what did I do? That's the real question. I'm about to use your real name in Disney because I think it's funny to say it in a scolding tone. It's your fault, Jimothy. Why would an I size type ever be needed? That would mean a negative size. Oh, so I size and U size, the size element actually there is dependent on your target. So for instance, on a 64-bit system, pretty sure I'm right about this, a 64-bit system, a I size or U size would be the same as a I64 or U64. On a 32-bit, it'd be an I32, U32, etc. So just a way of kind of matching the target for better, you could say better memory allocation. You could say that. I believe that's how it works. Yeah, totally. Great question. What do you use, Ali? Like, if you are working, or maybe you are a student, or maybe you're just learning to code on your own, what's your bread and butter? Another blackmail. I know. Yeah. Exposed, right? Am I being exposed right now, Teeny? I'm just like so many different ways I'm blackmailing people. It's terrible. You grew up on PowerShell, amazing. Then Groovy and Python, then Go. Did you do a lot of PowerShell because you're like a Windows sysadmin, or you're like it was just like your favorite thing in the world? Very cool. Those are all things I have not ever written full time. I mean, you know, Good times. Never actually used any of those at work. Started an IT admin. Yeah, that makes sense. Sweet. Awesome. Yeah, I started in the Java. I was full stack in my first job. Technically front end, and very quickly transitioned into full stack once they realized I was I don't know, you could say smart enough to write Java. I don't know. And then oh, just love Java. Love it. No. Just love that JVM. Who doesn't want a platform that will let you deploy anywhere and take up all of the memory that's available on the device? And I don't mean let you take up, I mean it will take up. Nice. Classic. Sold, right? So good. A horrible company. You know what? If you just knew, Oracle is a family. Yeah, exactly. Good times. Larry Ellison, he's my model of what it means to be a good human being. Good times. Okay. I forgot what I was doing because I got excited about chat stuff. Oh, I wanted to see if we actually got further. You can't reach that far back to clip it? It's alright. I post the VODs. I post the VODs here and on YouTube. YouTube, by the way. Just kidding, that's not a by the way. Let's see. We haven't done my shout outs yet, so let's see. There's a little YouTube. There's a little music. And I need to alias Emacs for IDE. I should put something like, this isn't an IDE. Come on. Yeah, there you go. You're right. I didn't do the GitHub one today. I just don't like, I mean, at this point, you know, I don't want to put like the automated messages ever so often like that. That's just not, I don't feel like we're there yet. If chat was a lot busier, then maybe it wouldn't matter. But, you know, like, I would hate to be sitting here for like I am sometimes on Sundays in like 45 minutes and it's just me and like one viewer that's not in chat, and then it's just like this rotating message that pops up every 15 minutes, or it would just be like, God, I'm such a loser. But no, it's funny. So it seems like we actually got further now that we updated that. So that was definitely one bug. But then it still says we panicked. Ooh, I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Did we not update our tail? Ooh, I don't think we updated our tail, right? Yes. I think we figured it out. We never updated our tail. Classic. Yeah, I've got chat commands. Well, before I turned on the whole affiliate thing, okay, real question. Does anyone get ads? Anybody getting ads at all? I'm confused by the affiliate interface, and I'm confused if I actually get to choose whether to opt into ads or not. You got an ad. Weird. Okay. They don't make it very clear as to whether I have this little slider that's like enable ads for your channel, but I think it's just that it tells me when. Right. Maybe pre-roll ads are not something I can control. Was it pre-roll in Disney, like when you first joined? Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why I'm not worried about running ads. Like, yeah, maybe someday, like, I'll care and I'll be like, yeah, pre-roll. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, subs get no ads. This is true. And that's actually a setting too. And I was thinking, like, who's the asshole that's like letting somebody sub and then still giving them ads? You can actually choose to do that. I don't think anybody does that, but you could choose to do that. What a bad setting. All right. Yeah. Wouldn't that be so annoying? It's kind of like the point of subbing. I mean, not the point, but yeah, that would be a very quick way to lose subs, in my opinion. Okay, I think we know what the last problem is, and it makes sense. It makes sense. Well, actually, I would have expected it to come up earlier. Self. Oh, yeah, I get it. And yeah, we didn't ever update tail. And so because I was popping from the front, I kind of forgot about this little problem. And that is if self.len at this point equals 0 after my update, then I actually want to set self.tail. Oh, there's two things. Let me think about this. Give me a second. Does it automatically do that? Does it automatically update tail? Wait, tail never needs to be updated except in the none case. Okay, we're good. So it should just be if self.len equals 0, self.tail equals none. So this actually, like, both of these things, what's funny about it is not like the frustration that this caused wasn't actually a Rust problem. Now we don't know that this is going to pass, but would you look at that? I'm so good. But little back, first try. What are we on? Is this third episode of Doubly Linked List? Yeah. First try. About 2 hours per stream, so that means we're a smooth 5 hours and 40 minutes into this double linked list. I mean, it's not like it'd be the same thing if I was completely focused, right? But it's hilarious. Yeah, it didn't happen. It might be immortalized on YouTube, but it didn't happen. Yeah. Thanks, Indisneer. Feel that. Okay. Sick. Not bad. Let's get rid of our debug statements. So we're not done, by the way, in case anybody was wondering. You don't think I can call myself a beginner anymore? Aw. Well, we haven't even finished, so I can't claim that yet. But what we have done is making me think, come on, really? It's the dumb, stupid special buffers that don't let me do my quick switch. Okay, sorry. I was like gonna say this nice thing and then I got annoyed with something. What we have done is all the operations that, like, what's left shouldn't be that hard. So let's talk about what's left. Because we kind of figured out the hard part of this already. And what, I don't know if I finished that sentence, but the problem with pop front wasn't actually Rust. It was actually just the same bookkeeping and updates that I'd have to do no matter what language I was implementing this in, right? It's just a logic error. So that's cool. So we got push front done. We have pop front done. Now we have a working singly linked list. And what I mean by that is, like, even though we have extra references, so far all that we're giving our consumers is the same thing that we gave them in our singly linked list. So what we need to do is add pushback and popback. Excuse me again. Carbonated drinks, they get to you. All right, sick. All right, push front, pop front. Get is so ugly, but again, if I didn't mention it before, well, I mentioned it like 8 times last stream probably, but let's see. Actually, I want to put this up. Do I want to put it up there? Yeah, because then it'll be easy to just reference my push front and kind of do the opposite. Push it. Just push it back. All right. I don't know what I was talking about. I lost my train of thought. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Allie. I appreciate that. It's pretty fun. It's been really good. Like, I knew it was going to be crazy, but it has been a really fun and interesting way to learn all these different things. It's been harder than I expected, but it's been really cool. We did unsafe for our stack. We did, we got to learn how box works for our singly linked list. And now we're learning how RefCell works. And even though, like, you're not going to be implementing data structures like this, most likely, like, why would you? There's all these things in the standard library that are probably going to outperform this, like, completely. Like box, RefCell, etc. Those are all things that you're going to use in real code. So that's pretty cool. All right. So we can have a similar case. We could just say if self.head is none, because if self.head is none, self.tail should be none. But since we're pushing to the back, let's just say self.tail is none. I could create little helper functions for all this, of course, but believe me, it's just easier to rewrite it. Like, you think it's not going to be, you're used to like that in other languages, and then you're in Rust and you're like, yeah, we're just gonna rewrite this. Okay. I could just copy this, but I want to think through it. And sometimes if it's all copied for me, I won't think through it and I'll miss something important. So we still do need a link. That's for sure. Stop highlighting things. I don't want you to highlight anything. Stop it. Stop highlighting things, Emacs. Why are you highlighting? I don't know why it does that sometimes. I don't understand it. It annoys me. Self dot. Okay. Okay, right. So in our base case, it is actually the exact same code. Since this is the very first element we're adding to the list, we could have just copied this, but that's okay. I just wanted to think through it a little bit. Build the muscle memory of writing these functions over again. All good things. It's like it's highlighting just my whole block here. Okay, now I got it to go away. I don't want you to highlight the block I'm working on. I just want you to let me work on it. Okay, now listen to me. All right, so we're gonna do a similar thing with old tail. So this is where our logic is going to diverge, but I possibly could just do like a replace head with tail in this whole function. It would almost work, but it seems like a good way to screw up. Yeah, do it. That would be fun. That would be awesome in this new. Okay, so with our old tail, since this is our new tail, right? We're adding something to the very back of our linked list. Our prev is going to be our old tail. We wrap it in a new optional. And then our next is none. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Zigbee hot right now. All right. And then the rest of our code is very similar. The only difference is, since this isn't our first element, we only actually update the tail. Self.head doesn't get anything. And I know we can dedupe some of this logic, and we might actually do that now that I know that this basic structure is actually working. I'm just referencing how I did the whole borrow mute thing. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And so the last thing here, we'll do it here, is we're gonna say old tail dot borrow mute dot next equals, believe we're gonna do this, except this needs to be a reference, and what else did I forget? I don't know why I wrote this. Why did I write it this way? Because I did it there? Oh, I get why I wrote it that way. It doesn't actually matter. It's the same thing. Like, it would have been the same thing, but I just don't need to clone it there. It's fine for me to have one place where link is actually being moved into, and that's basically what's happening. As long as everything before me instantiating link and moving link, which is not passing it by reference, is everything in between those two is just by reference, then I'll be fine. Okay. I mean, this looks fine. It's not happy with it. Let's see what I did here. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be an optional. Classic. Okay. Yes. Okay. So the thing that I just talked about moving, I didn't move. So, all right. I mean, it's a different thing, but it's the same concept that I need to clone my RC here. So when you clone an RC, for those of you who weren't here before, we don't actually create anything exactly. Like obviously we do create a new reference. But since this is a reference counting pointer, it's actually just incrementing that reference count. So it's not the same as when we're like cloning values. That's the point. Cool. Well, we don't have any problems there. We're good on the building. So let's just add some tests. So here we went ahead and deleted everything. Yeah, no, it's a great question. RC is just stands for reference counting, basically. And so an RC is a reference counting pointer. And so if you need multiple references to the same value, RC kind of handles a way to do that that prevents data races. And that's the basic gist of it. Yeah, this is the single threaded option. It's very helpful. And then the multi-threaded option is ARC, which is atomic reference counting. So it's just like the type is just ARC like this. And atomic reference counting, it adds a lock function. So if you notice, I do like the borrow stuff here, and so RC just kind of handles that. The atomic reference counting, it actually locks. You if you wanted to update something or reference it, you actually have to lock it in order to get something, excuse me, out of it. And that makes it thread safe. So yeah, two very cool things. So even though Rust does not provide an async runtime, which people talk about, we that's all provided by the community at this point. It does provide some pretty nice ways of handling data races, and then including in a multi-threaded environment and across threads. So pretty cool. Okay, let's see how I want to do this. I kind of like this. I think what I want to do is push back, because I'd like to push back from an empty list, and we're gonna push back a 5,000. I don't know that I think yeah, I mean it. I don't know. I think there's various potentials, right? And then just to make sure that push front doesn't screw something up, well, just do this. Let's see, I don't like using the same exact number as I did before. Really, really good numbers. And that's probably enough. And then we should be able to assert eq that 3 is our length. And yeah, I mean, I guess the thing I was thinking of, I mean, it's not exactly the same thing, right? But like the way that Go gives you coroutines, obviously, I mean, I know you don't know anything about Elixir and Disney, but Elixir gives you a lot of ways of dealing with async and threads and concurrency, right? Elixir is our resident. No, I messed that up. Indisneer is our resident Elixir developer here. He gets paid real money, American dollars, as if that's real money, right? To write Elixir. Threads not so much, other than green threads, right? Okay. American dollars for elixir. American. American. Do you say American, Dylan? Do you say American since you're, you know, Pennsylvania boy? All right. Now I forgot what this should look like. You don't say American? Okay. Just thought I'd check. So I told you my father-in-law was from Pittsburgh and I lied. Turns out I lied. He was just here. He's from Springfield, which is actually outside of Philly. Most of your hometown does. Oh yeah. And so yeah, like he knows about the yens thing, but you know, he didn't grow up saying it. He's like, no, that's it. That's if you're more in Western Pennsylvania. I was like, okay. He was just visiting last week, so thought I'd settle some of our yens conversation. Yeah, it's beautiful up there. I've been there, not in a while, but it's very beautiful. But yeah, I don't know how well I would. I mean, it's not like I handle the culture down here perfectly. let's be real. But you know, it's all a little interesting. I don't know what's the most comfortable culture for me. I mean, Northern California, people are gonna hate me for this. I grew up in California. I grew up in Southern California, and I went to college in Northern California. And oh shit, it's 4:11. Yeah, Northern California coastal culture, different than Bay culture, but coastal culture is probably some of the more comfortable for me. But you know, at least that's here in the States, here in the United States of America. Oh, they're so different. So different. I mean, yeah, there's so many people, and it's a huge state. Very different people. Lots of people. That's cool. I really like I lived in Santa Cruz when I was in college, beach town. It's actually only like 45 minutes from San Jose in Silicon Valley. I don't know exactly what it's like now. I haven't been there in a long time. My partner visited this year, and they said it was still really, really nice. So, you know, even with all the Bay shenanigans being close by, Santa Cruz is still pretty cool. I'm good saying that since there's 6 viewers, you know. We're good. We're not gonna cause a stampede. I mean, it's not like it's a secret. It's not like the coast, California coast is a secret. A lot of people just don't realize how unique it is. It's one of the few places that have a sub-Mediterranean climate in the world. And it's very unique weather-wise. You could say geologically and all that stuff too. Yeah, Santa Barbara's lovely. Santa Barbara's a lovely place. Santa Barbara's about as far south as I would be willing to go. San Diego is an exception. San Diego's really nice. But basically between Santa Barbara and San Diego, I don't need any of that. I don't need it. That's where I grew up. I grew up in like Riverside, which is like between LA and San Diego. Now all you guys need is my mother's maiden name, and you'll be good to go. God, Los Angeles is insane. Hey Vivax, what's up, man? Classic Vivek showing up when I'm pretty close to being done. We're getting there. We're getting there. We are. Yeah, I know. California's insane expensive. It's actually cheaper for me to keep. I'm pretty sure it would be, especially with being a little bit higher income. It's like it would be cheaper for me to keep a place in Tennessee and just live half time in California, but just barely half time more than half time here. Yeah, good times. We made a lot of progress, Vivex. We made a lot of progress. It turns out my problems were not Rust for once. My problems were me. It was a me problem. As if that's never happened before. It's the first time on stream it's ever been my fault. No, I just didn't update everything. That was the problem. Now granted, my last stream was 2 hours of struggling to get RC and RefCell to work, and then at the very end we found this problem. No apologies. Crap. I don't know. I don't even realize I say it. I don't even realize I say it. All right. Classic people-pleasing personality. I don't remember what I'm even writing here. Oh, I wanted to write what my list is at this point. So if we have 5,000 and then we push front -200. Oh, posture check. Okay, let's see. And then we push back 2. This is what our list should look like. So let's see. Let's do a little l.get. Might help if I actually put the right number in there. This should be 0. And then 5,000 should be 1. And no, did I hit the wrong key? No, I didn't. Look at me go. Look at me go with this vimming. These vim motions. All right. What? Why didn't you reuse the same one? Why didn't you reuse the same? It's right here. Oh, because this is compilation and the other one is testing. Very important that they're different. Okay. Unbelievable. Okay, we failed. We absolutely failed. Did I just write the wrong number? That would be great. That would be great. Yeah, it's not a -2. Oh yeah. Well, that's confusing. It's at index 2 and it's a 2. That's a good way to really get confused. Hey, look at us. Okay, awesome. Ooh, wouldn't it just feel good to just finish, just like do pop back and be done? I don't know if I did a good posture check. Like I stretched a little bit, but I didn't actually change my posture. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a quick break, check in on everything that's going on outside of this room. The whole world. Gonna check in on it. And then see if we have what I'm pretending is 15 minutes to finish. I'm basically an expert now, Vivax, because I made one example work. So that's what I define as an expert. I put RC Guru on my LinkedIn. Sorry for swearing. One test. You know it works. There's one test. All right, so I'll be right back. I don't have a cool "be right back" text to put over everything, and I don't feel like creating one. So let's see. Where's my scratch? Wow, that's big. It's a big scratch buffer. Welcome in Emacs. Be right back. All right. Un momento. Mike, there we go. Un momento. All right. Cool. So yeah, we should be good. Oh, I like this song too. It's a good song. It's a good song. Okay. So we got pushback working. So let's see about pop front. Oh, I do not like this. Rust format must have done this. Oh, really? Is that what you like? That's what you want? Why? Why do you want that? Is it just gonna do that again? Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. Got a little carried away with my random formatting dislikes. And let's see where we are. Pub function, pop back, and mute self. Option T. Okay. Nope, that was right. Oh my god. I'm not a serial killer, okay? See, now it's doing this thing again. Okay, I got it to go. Got it to go away. All right. So we're gonna basically do what we did with pop front, except with tail. We're just gonna write it all out again, just to make sure that we're thinking through all the logic. So take is a really cool method on option. We talked about it some yesterday, but like our head and our tail are both option types. And what take does, it takes the, it gives you an option, basically, a new option, a new sum of, say our option has a 5 in it. I'll just say that. Okay, so say we have a value that's like sum 5. If we have this, and we have sum 5, right? And then we want to do something with that sum 5, but we still need A to be valid. We still need A to be an option I32. We could actually just do A.take. And then what it's actually done here is that A would actually now be none and B would be a sum 5. But it lets us kind of take ownership of something, which is helpful from the borrowing check perspective, so that we can do something with it. So since we know that we are taking this current tail, we need to do something with it, and we're going to update tail anyway, so it's fine that tail is currently none. So self.tail just got changed to none implicitly here. Well, you could say explicitly if you know what take does, but we didn't do self.tail equals none. So it's a cool helper on option for sure. Okay, so the new tail is going to be the current tail's prev. And I haven't tried refactoring this yet to see if I can make this a little simpler. But most of this kind of stuff that feels like boilerplate and rewrapping is a little bit necessary in order to work on the to deal with the ownership issues. Yep. So what we're going to do first, this was one of the things we forgot on our pop front, is we're going to say link.borrowMute. Let's think about this. Yeah. Okay. I got weirded out because I was like, oh, it's next, right? But then it doesn't matter. My brain did like 5 things. Okay. So we're going to set next to none because this is our new tail. It's our very last thing. And we'll go ahead and rewrap that link in an optional. And if for some reason we're doing pop back and we only have one element in our list, then of course new head is just none. So that's cool. We do the same trick here, just in case you didn't catch that, where we can say take for this next because we're taking ownership of this next here, and that's what this if let is putting into this link. So this link here is actually our current tail.next, if that makes any sense. So that's that. Okay, where are we at? Now we're at the point where we get to decrement head. This is always the fun part because you've done all the hard thinking and then you're just like, all right, yeah, we can pretty much just reference our other implementation. so then we conditionally update head to none. And that's if this was the last element that we just popped off. Otherwise, we're going to have an extra reference. Forgot to get rid of this comment. I'm going to keep the white space, though. It is an interesting thing about Rust I've had to get used to is like the use of white space kind of to... Typically, if you want to separate logic, or the way that I do it usually in another language, is I'll just like put it in a different function because I'm not going to have this really long function. But putting things in new functions all the time in Rust can be really, really painful because of the borrow checker. So that's why I do it this way. And you'll notice in a lot of Rust code, at least I have, that you'll just kind of have random white space line breaks to kind of represent, oh, now I'm moving on to a different part of this function, which is not the case in things like closure, which is a Lisp, and everything's like there's no extra white space in closure. No, we don't do that really. That would look really weird to a closure developer. Yeah, exactly. I just mean the fact that I'm doing a double line break. Yeah, between some of these ops. Okay, so we're gonna try unwrap on tail. And this will consume the RC, get rid of it because we don't need it anymore. Yeah, he just got the parens. It's kind of funny, like, well, Indasneer actually was the one that recommended, he said that I should write a closure SDK for, for Vexilla, which is see him griffing on Twitch, isn't it? Is it CM griffing, or am I just getting that with DN Mulroy? Is it just C griffing? I can't remember right now. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, and Griff was like, "Oh yeah, let's do that." You know, like in chat. Who knows how serious he is? It might be fun. It might be fun just because a lot of people aren't used to Lisps in general or closure, and so it might be kind of fun to do. I might do that. Okay, there's our pop back. Let's just think through this because I mostly just wrote the code based on pop head or pop front. It is CM. Okay, yeah, I figured that's what Ali meant, but thanks for clarifying as well. First try. This one was a first try. All right, granted I'm just copying, but let's see. It compiles, so it works, right? That's how Rust works. That's a joke. Okay, so then we're gonna do the same thing. I'm glad I wrote out the list in the comments so I don't have to think too hard about this. We're gonna say sum2 l.popback. Whoops, wrong one, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. And then this is going to be 5,000. And whoops, this is going to be -200. And then, right, we need one more for our none case. What is that? 3 probably? No, it was close. Failed. All right. Stupid build thing being separate. Panicked. We did a bad thing and popped back. Did we? Did we really? I'm surprised. I probably copied something over without thinking about it. Let's find out what we did. Hold on. Quick message check since we're going long today. Okay. Let's just read our code and think about it a little bit. Pop front, self.len equals 0, return none. That makes sense for pop back. For pop back, we want to take our tail. We take it, we unwrap it. That gives us our link. And then we have new tail. If let sum link equals rc clone tail borrow mute next take. Obviously, I mean, that's just such an obvious line of code. If you're completely new to Rust, this is exactly what you would just know that this is what you should write. Okay, so I see what I did. It's right there. I copied next, but I want prev because I'm taking the last element in our linked list, and then my new tail is the one that's right before it. I set the next to none, and we're good. Yep. I meant to hit test. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, I'm glad we did that. I'm glad I had time to finish today. I think that finishes our doubly linked list. Boom. First try. Absolutely a first try. This was probably, like, since starting this originally, let's see. This is one of the ones where I was like a lot closer to being like, this is just too hard. Like, once I read about how to do unsafe, stack wasn't really all that hard. Oh, that's interesting, Vivex. When did I first start? What, Allie? Rust, data structures, double linked lists. Rust. It's been like 3 months. It's been about 3 months. I mean, I was working on a course that I was like kind of lazy about for several months before that, but I mean, we're talking like I'd do a chapter, I'd take like 3 weeks off, you know, like not really applying myself. And then I was kind of like, I think I'm ready to actually jump into this a little bit more focused like. And that was probably about 3 months ago since I decided to do that. So I don't know. I say 3 months. It's accurate enough. So yeah, pretty fun. Yeah, we started, when I first started streaming, I was just doing, like an open source contribution, which was fun. A project called Atomic Data. My PR is still open. I think they're going to merge it soon. They don't move too fast. Yeah, and then I decided, let's do some DSA. I could use some refreshers, and I know it's going to be stupidly hard, and that seems like a reasonable thing to do when you're, 2 months into a language. Why not? Let's do something really hard. But yeah, I don't know if it's really hard. It's just at least hard, right? So cool. Let's see. 440. I was kind of interested in maybe refactoring some of this, but I'm definitely at that point where I don't care. Like, we could refactor some of it just to make it a little bit nicer, but I kind of like, part of what I like about it is like the logic branches are really clear. And even though we could do obvious things like self.len could go down here, and then we don't need it up here. Like, the logic branches are really clear, little tiny improvements. At this point, I don't think are going to actually benefit me all that much. So I think we might just leave it at that. Let's commit it. Double. I don't remember what I called it in my commits. Doubly linked list. How about it? Doubly linked list. Done. Dunsies. Okay. Sick. Nice. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for being here. It's been really fun chatting. It's been cool figuring this out. I think what we're gonna do next is we could implement a queue. We could. It's so simple, but we could still do it. I guess we'll do it. Even though it's simple, we'll implement a queue. Just so we understand. We understand a use for a linked list is a queue. Whether or not it's a good use, like whether or not a linked list is a great underlying data structure for a queue, you could use it as a queue. So we could demonstrate that by just like wrapping a queue over it, either using the actual linked list implementation that Stud Collections gives us, or using our own. I don't know. We could do that too. So yeah, let's see. I think I have enough time to raid somebody. Let's see who's doing things. We just raided Eduardo. Kuvimon's going. I've never raided him, I don't think. I don't know what he's like with raids. Right now he's just playing games. He's a Rust guy though. He's cool. I like him. Let's see. Is there anybody I don't know streaming right now? That's just streaming Rust, talking into the void, like we all are. Or anybody else that you guys think I should raid? Suggestions are fine. Dude, Twitch is dying right now. Come on. Rust is the tag I'm trying to search for. You don't know what Rust is? Twitch doesn't know what Rust is. Oh, MetaMe is streaming Rust right now. Let's raid him. Okay, Brooke Zucker. I actually, do I not follow Brooke Zucker? I've watched his stream, so I'm kind of surprised I don't follow him. But what do we think? Do we want to do Brooke Zucker or should we do Kuvimon? Anybody have preferences? No? No preferences? No, I know it's a delay. You know neither. Follow your heart. All right, I will. I'll raid Kuvimon. Sure. That's what my heart says. My heart says raid Kuhiman. So we can all have special little crabs at the bottom of his screen. Cool. Thanks so much for being here, really. And I will be back. Let's see, I don't stream on Thursdays. Should be back on Friday unless I'm just completely forgetting something, which, you know, that would be very me to do. So yeah, we'll catch you guys later.